What's good, YouTube? This video should be pretty quick and straightforward, but a lot of people aren't utilizing entangling roots to its maximum potential, and I think this is worth a video, especially right now as the game is in Legion, because melee are so strong. Just running into melee is very common. You know, in my opinion, you're seeing less kind of god comps like Mage, Shadow, but more of the TSGs. You know, Frost, DK, Arms Warriors, Feral with Affliction Locks. And there's melee and stuff in there. Although the Feral and Affliction Lock probably isn't one of the best instances where we're talking about roots, because it's probably not worthwhile rooting a Druid, because he's going to shapeshift in and out and he's back on you. So, but otherwise, against Warriors, DKs, Paladins, what else do we have? Monks, maybe, things like that. Hopefully this video is going to help you out a bit, and hopefully on the screen right now you're seeing that I actually just got the secret artifact appearance. I know a lot of people have that already, but I don't know, I just had like really bad luck with those. When it says down the corner you hear a feral screech in a certain portal when you back out, when you teleport to Dreamwalk. That just didn't happen, but I finally went and got the 3 or 5 little stones, whatever you need, and then I got my little skin. So I'm going to keep this one on for a while. I think I like the PvP one better though, but this is new, so we're going to use that. But now I'm going to talk about entangling roots. So the reason I'm doing this video is I noticed myself that how important it was when doing duels. Okay, if I come against a melee 1v1 especially, really trying to control them with roots was crucial, because I could hold them still, heal up, and things like that. It was one of the things that actually ensured that I made that Windwalker win there. Yeah, when I bet the Windwalker. If it wasn't for the roots, he would have bet me just straight out. Too much damage. Would always stay on me with his mobility and things like that. So kind of screwed me up. Now I'm not sure what the hold time is on roots. I'm just gonna say it's like what, 4-5 seconds, maybe 3. We're just going to go 5, okay? It's a solid number to use for when we talk about it in this video, but the whole idea here is how to get the most out of entangling roots, okay? So what you're going to do is, in modern times, or how the game is now, when you use your 5-point thing, you get your entangling roots and regrowth proc, right? Problem is though that Blood Talons is the go-to as the game is, and this means casting Regrowth is going to give you 50% increased damage on the next 2 abilities. So, most of the time, fair enough, people are using this proc into a Blood Talons, and as you see at the top right, now have the Blood Talons buff. But that's not always going to be the best thing. And in situations such as if you need to heal badly, even though that is a heal, you could probably use it on a root if it's against a melee and get more benefit from it. And I'll tell you exactly how I would go about using it just in a second. The other instance that you would need to do it is maybe even more so than yourself, because you have speed buffs and stuff, right? You can go line, pop some heals, force stealth with the incarnation. Like, you can do some things to get away from damage. If you're playing with like a Disc Priest or something, a lot of the time with melee on them, they're going to need peels. So that's where you're going to come out and either cast or use procs into entangling roots, depending on how much trouble they're in. If they're in kill shot range with a warrior, obviously you're just going to need a proc straight out, because that 1.5 second cast there could just mean they die. But how would I go about using it? I gave you a couple of examples of, in times that you would need to do it. And we'll just go into a little bit more detail first, actually. So say we have the proc. Say we have the proc here. Sometimes the best defense for a feral is offense, just because we heal a lot. But if you have the proc, okay, and you're not gonna be on them, they're either switching to you or whatever, sometimes you can hold them still and then cast, especially if you're running the Restoration Affinity, that Swiftmen instant heal heals just as much nearly. There it says 280k on the when you hover over it, and a Regrowth says 185k, and then a little bit more. So they're pretty similar. Regrowth's actually probably slightly better. It does use 70,000 mana though, in comparison to 50. So they're pretty similar, right? The problem is that Swiftmen is instant. So you have the proc. You need to heal. Like, doing damage right now, sure, it would be good, but staying alive is going to be way more beneficial to you. So, we got our proc. We're trying to get away. We have a Warriyo on us, or a DK, and he's already used his... A DK, it's a better example. He's already used his anti-magic shell. So what you can do is, real quick, bang, Entangling Roots, Swift Men into Rejuve, and then cast probably 1 or 2 Regos into 1 more Entangling Roots. Now, this is going to be DR'd. So, if the first one was a 5-second hold, the second one you cast is going to be 2.5 seconds. Just if we were... I'm not exactly sure. I should probably research that. I know it's like 3, 4, or 5 seconds. But we're just saying it's 5 seconds, okay? That means if you were to put 2 on them, the second one would be halved. And you get a total of 7.5 seconds. I would never recommend going for the third, just because the cast time is going to be as long as... a little bit longer than its hold. Okay, so it's not really worth it there. But just keep in mind... If you take anything away from this video, it's this one instance here where you're going to have your 5-point combo and bang, you get your proc. You need to heal, or you need to heal your teammate. You're going to hold them still, select your teammate. You're going to go Swift Mend, Rejuve, and then hard cast a couple of regrowths. Now if you're running Protector of the Grove especially, and they're onto your teammate, with your honor talent, this one here, which I should be spec'd into. Now hopefully it's quicker. No, they're not in my... maybe not. But either way, that's going to make, you know, half cast time, which is incredible. But even with yourself, it's still going to be completely beneficial in some instances to use Entangling Roots. Now, I'm not saying use it all the time. Let's cover some times where you wouldn't want to use it. One, against a mage or warlock. Warlock, you could use it. But in the instance that they have long range, if you were to... This is a pillar up. To get away from his dots. And then heal up. That's when you'd use it against a warlock. But other casters like mages, boomies, and boomies especially, you wouldn't use Entangling Roots on, like, pretty much ever. I can't think off the top of my head where you'd want to use it, because they can just go bang, bang, and stay on you, you know what I mean? It would be good to hold them for a brief period if you had a proc. But if you're in big trouble and you're sitting there trying to cast a root, and then you hit it and they already like got out of it and still back on you with range, and like you're not going to avoid the damage, obviously you're going to use the heal and just try and line and things like that. But we'll just quickly go over Swolabear's recommendation to how to use this. The one thing I want you to take away from the video, I kind of got distracted when explaining it before. So in this instance, we need to heal ourselves. So we are going to get the proc. This is the Frost DK. He's already used his anti-magic shell, because if he was to use that and you try and... like, you have a Roo around him and he uses anti-magic shell, it breaks it out of him out of it immediately. And if he's versing a druid and he's, you know, somewhat decent, he's going to save his anti-magic shell for times like that. Okay, so we really need to heal. So we're going to go survival. We're going to root him, Swift Men, into a Rejuve. Hopefully you're around behind the pillar. Maybe 2 regrowths into 1 more... oh, sorry, wrong keybind. Into 1 more Entangling Roots. Maybe 1 more regrowth, but we mana burned. And then back into stealth, because you'll be out of combat where you can re-stun open. So hopefully that was clear enough. I'll explain it one more time just for the people in case you didn't get it. And I'll probably try and write it in the description below. But our healer's in trouble, okay? Training dummy healing over here. He's our bro. I'm going to slash wave. What's up, dog? Okay, so we're going to go over here. We got our... we'll stun the bitch. We got our proc. He's in some major trouble. A warrior has just leaped onto him. You're going to go bang, root him after the leap. Select your teammate. Swift Mend, Rejuve, and then spam out some... the first one's going to be long, but you'd probably get 3 regrowths there. Now you will be mana burned, so you come over, stun. Now you got some mana back, where you can cast your second DR'd roots, and then you're back. So in that time, he just got peeled for 7.5 seconds. Now if you had Avatar up, that's crucial. What's Avatar that lasts for? Like 20 seconds? And you nearly stopped half of his damage that priest would have otherwise died with. Old mate training dummy over here, he's a priest. Okay, so hopefully that kind of makes sense to you. I just wanted to bring to your awareness like what druids can do, because they're pretty complex, and the way in which you use things is completely up to what you want to do, and you're only going to learn this through experience. That's just one of the things that I picked up, especially in this expansion when versing melee. You get to choose between using regrowths or entangling roots with your procs and things like that. So play around. Hopefully this entangling roots thing will help against certain melee. And you know, even though this is a free proc heal you get with the regrowth, you know, when you dump the 5 points, sometimes using it into entangling roots will get you more healing in the long run. So we're gonna wrap the video up with that last note said. Hopefully it kind of, you know, sets into your head a little bit. Thanks for watching, guys. Be sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.